Hello students, in this video I am going to talk about basic insulation level BIL, the topic which was remaining in our class. So BIL refers to basic impulse insulation level, and we first need to understand what are the insulation requirements. So insulation requirements are determined by considering few things like the highest power frequency voltage or system voltage which is continuous. For example, if 11 kV voltage has to be sustained continuously, then this is the voltage that I am talking about. Then temporary power frequency over voltages of duration few millisecond to seconds, okay, and then transient over voltages few hundred microseconds. So the power frequency voltage will be smallest voltage that will be there, but it will be continuously available. That means it has to be sustained continuously. Then you will have temporary power frequency over voltages of few millisecond to seconds. So these over voltages may be let us say at the most twice of the power frequency over voltage, but this will last for a shorter duration, few millisecond to seconds. And then transient over voltages, these voltages will be very large but for a very short duration. So this particular diagram explains the over voltages nature. So for example, the temporary power frequency over voltage is shown in this particular diagram. So your power frequency in India is 50 Hertz. So your normal 50 Hertz waveform is shown here. So this is your normal voltage with 20 millisecond time period, okay, with 20 millisecond time period. Now if there is a over voltage, then this voltage may rise to, let us say, double of the original voltage, but it will last for a few seconds, okay, it will last for a few seconds. So your insulation should be able to withstand this over voltage. Then there can be a switching over voltage or a switching surge. Switching surge occurs due to different reasons, like sudden removal of a load, or when you switch on a transmission line. So the switching surges are of a very heavy value of voltage, but then the surges last for a short duration, generally less than 3000 microseconds. So these kind of surges will be there, a large voltage will be there, but then it will settle down very fast. And then there is a lightning surge. Lightning surge is due to, you understand what is lightning. So the lightning surge is a voltage which will rise extremely fast and then it will decay slowly, but the time again is less than 100 microseconds. So if you carefully observe the three over voltages, then the power frequency over voltage is something which is of a longer duration in seconds. The switching over voltages is few milliseconds to a few microseconds, and the lightning surge is few microseconds. So this is the smallest voltage but for the longest duration. This is the highest voltage but for the shortest duration. Then we will see the impulse voltage wave. Now in order to study the insulation, or in order to design the insulation, we have to use some standard waveform, because in actual practice, in actual life, the lightning will be of different natures, different voltages and different frequencies. Based on the experiences of the power engineers over a long period of time, they have finalized that this particular waveform will be utilized for studying the insulation characteristics under an impulse. So here on x-axis, if you see it clearly, on x-axis we have time and on y-axis we have voltage. As you see, the voltage rises from 0 to a peak value in time t1. In a duration of time t1, the voltage rises from 0 and it reaches to a peak value of whatever 100% peak value. Then from this time t1, the voltage starts reducing and it goes to almost 0, almost 50%. The voltage reaches to its 50% value, that is V1 by 2 in time t2. So this is the standard waveform which is used to define impulse wave. Okay. Now these time periods for impulse wave is shown here. Impulse means lightning kind of wave. This t1 is only 1.2 microsecond. So from 0 to maximum value, the lightning voltage rises in 1.2 microsecond, and it takes around 50 microsecond from 0 to this point when the voltage becomes 50% of its peak value. So this is called as a 1.2 by 50 microsecond lightning impulse. Then there can be a switching impulse where T1 is 250 microsecond. So this time is 250 microsecond and T2 is 2500 microsecond. So this time from here to here, this time is 2500 microsecond. So this is called as a switching impulse wave. So these are the standard waveforms which are used for testing the insulation. Our normal power frequency wave will be of this nature. Around 1 minute. For 1 minute we see for 1 minute how much over voltage goes. Alright, I hope that you understand what kind of different over voltages come in power system. Now, in order to save our equipment against these over voltages, we define something called as a basic impulse insulation level. It is the reference level which is expressed in peak voltage value, or it is also called as crest voltage value, with standard 1.2 by 50 microsecond lightning impulse wave. So this waveform 1.2 by 50 microsecond lightning impulse waveform we are going to use, and we are going to define that what is this peak value, accordingly we are going to set the insulation level. Okay, and the apparatus should be capable of withstanding test waves above basic impulse insulation level. So if I say that the basic impulse insulation level is, let us say, 3000 kilovolt, just an example, 3000 kilovolt. In that case, your equipment should be able to withstand voltage above 3000 kilovolt. You should design the insulation in such a way. This is the example of rated insulation characteristic of an outdoor bus bar. So the nominal voltage or the power frequency voltage is 132 kV, RMS value 50 Hz. The highest system voltage is generally considered 15% higher than the original voltage. So maximum over voltage will go up to 145 kV normal voltage. 1 minute withstand capacity, that means 1 minute voltage capacity is 300 kV RMS. So if you give to this bus bar which is able to withstand 132 kV in normal case, if you give it 300 kV, it will be able to withstand for 1 minute. It will be able to withstand 132 kV for infinite amount of time, but for 300 kV it can withstand only 1 minute. Now the same bus bar insulation can withstand 450 kilovolt but of 1.2 microsecond peak. So for 1.2 by 50 waveform. On that waveform, it can withstand 450 kilovolt peak. Switching impulse voltage withstand can be 380 kV peak. This will be on the waveform of 250 microsecond by 2500 microsecond. Okay, so this is how you can design the insulation. This is just an example. Now there are certain important terms which you need to understand. These are certain important terms which are used for insulation coordination. They are all self-explanatory. Dry flashover voltage, normal voltage at 50 Hz, which will cause the flashover of the insulation. Wet flashover voltage, here we are going to make the insulator wet with these conditions which are shown here. Okay, at 45 degrees, we'll spray the water at 45 degrees. And then what is the flashover voltage? Impulse flashover voltage, already I have explained this to you. This is on a 1.2 by 50 microsecond impulse in Indian standards. For Britain and America, there are different standards as shown here. Now this is the standard impulse wave which I have already told you. T1 is the time, this is 1.2 microsecond, and T2 is the time. So this is another time period, this will be 50 microsecond. So what is the time taken to reach to the peak? This is T1. What is the time taken to reach to 50% of the peak? That is the T2 time. Alright. So what is basic insulation level or basic impulse insulation level? It is the crest voltage or the peak voltage that will not cause the flashover of the insulation. That is called as the basic insulation level. Okay. Basic impulse insulation level voltages are reference levels expressed in impulse crest voltages. So the equipment which you want to protect, its insulation should be equal to or above the basic impulse insulation level, right? So for that we have to understand something called as volt time characteristics or impulse spark or volt time characteristic. Now this characteristics is obtained by plotting the time which elapses between the moment the voltage wave is applied and the moment of spark over. Okay, so this diagram will explain it better. Now let us say that there is a air gap between 2 points, and I have grounded one of the points, and here I am giving voltage. Now the breakover of this air gap, or we can also call it as insulator, depends on two things. One, the magnitude of voltage, how much voltage you are giving, and second, the time for which you are giving. Because if you give large voltage for a shorter time or small voltage for a longer time, both cases this gap can be broken because of ionization of air. So what we do is we give the voltage of the same wave shape of 1.2 by 50 microsecond, which was already shown to you. We give the waveform of this kind of a shape, but with different peak values. So in one case we'll give less peak value, another case will give higher peak value, etc. And then we'll observe when it is flashing over, when this insulation is breaking down. Okay, so for example, in this first waveform, when the wave was rising, at this point the insulation has broken down. So this is one point that we have got. In second case, we have increased the voltage, and just at the peak the insulation is breaking down. This can be the second point. Third point can be when the voltage has increased, it has reached its peak, but it has not broken down. But after some time, when the voltage is at its tail, somewhere here, the insulation has broken down. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll consider this point. We'll draw one line like this and one line from this point here, and then we'll consider this point. So this way I got 3 points. So I'm going to draw a smooth line through these 3 points, and then this is called as the volt time characteristics of the insulator. This is the volt time characteristic. Okay, so this is how you draw the volt time characteristic. Once again you can understand, give the voltage, and whenever the insulation breaks down, note that point. This is one point. If it is at the wave front, if it is at the wave peak, the same point is retained. If it is at the wave tail, that means if the point is after this peak has passed, at this point the insulation is breaking down, then I am going to project this point here and another line from here. Wherever it crosses, that is the third point that I am going to consider. And then I am going to join these points and draw a line like this. This is called as the volt time curve. This is a very important curve for any device. So we draw the volt time curve for, let us say this is for a transformer, and we select a protecting device. Protecting device means the device which is going to protect. For example, A. This A is a device which is going to protect. This can be a surge arrestor or a lightning arrestor. And we ensure that the protecting device volt time curve lies below that of the protected device. Okay. So the protecting device volt time curve will always lie below the protected device. This is how you do the insulation coordination. So there are few steps in the insulation coordination. First, we select a suitable insulation as a function of reference voltage. So for example, if 23 kV is the main voltage, then we'll select 150 kV as the basic impulse insulation level. If 33 kV is the line voltage, we multiply it by 1.05. So 33, 5% more, 34.5 is the reference voltage. We'll select the basic impulse insulation as 200 kV, and so on. This is how we select the basic impulse level. These are all defined based on the experiences. Sometimes we use reduced impulse insulation level. This is for switching voltages. These voltages are defined based on switching surges. So these are standard basic impulse insulation levels. And then we select the proper position. So at the lowest position we'll have the lightning arrestor, then we have transformer, then we have the we have the line insulation, then we have transformer, then we have the bus bar insulation. So this is how we decide the basic impulse insulation level. This particular chart is a standard chart which is defined by the power engineers. This is based on standards. International Electrotechnical Commission is there, IEC. Codes are there. Based on the IEC codes, we select the standard basic impulse level in kilovolts. And again, this is an art as well as a science, that how you decide the basic impulse insulation level. So students, I guess you have got a brief idea about the BIL and the basic insulation level. So please prepare well, and I wish you all the best for your upcoming examinations. Kindly refer the book of Power System High Voltage Engineering by C.L. Wadhwa for more details on insulation coordination. Thank you.